and last night we picked the unit up and put it into the van where it's supposed to be going, and I haven't scribed that wall yet. The bottom board is, but I got to cut that off across the back of there now, because I got to measure that distance, make my block, and then just scribe it to the wall, and the same there, just scribe it back to those. It does only go back in, I mean that is roughly 1.5 inches distance, so then I can put my splashback back up. I'm not bolting it down yet because it's easier to plumb the gas in when it's out in the room, so that's a lot easier when it is out in the room. I put the edging strip on, well, on 3 sides, right. I haven't put it across the back because I didn't know what length to go to. It just made it easier than put my socket in there instead of down on the floor, which is out of the way of the gas. I can still get to the gas. Ooh, draft coming up through there. As I say, there's one final coat to go on that yet, which will include the strips. That's all working okay. I stayed underneath that seat. All the cushions are down there out of the way, stop them getting dirty. Oh, and it's only 6 degrees and 0 carbon. So that's all I've got to do. Just move all that back. Try and relocate the bolts to drill in the right place to bolt it down. There's a bolt that goes on that back post down there to hold it to the back. Bolts down through the gas locker to the floor through there. But there, that's as far as I've got. I've just got to plumb all that in yet. That's the 240, the 12 volt for the taps because they run back to the pump, and the 12 volt for the cupboard lights, which I shall be putting the cupboard lights back in, but it'll be one right behind there to light up that cupboard. I don't know whether I'm going to bother with one down there. As you can see, it's still quite light in that one, but I'll most probably put one in that bottom cupboard under the oven, because that one is a pain. That is ever so dark when you kneel down to get in there. I don't know whether to put one in that one, but again, that's only my pots and pans. You can see the hole down in a far corner. That's the water outlet. That's where the sink goes down underneath and then runs all the way to the back. The gas pipe at the moment is in the locker, but it does come forwards, and it's not supposed to be in the locker, because that's the one that drops out under the van, follows the chassis line right the way around to the other side, because there used to be gas for the fridge, but it isn't. There's still gas going down to the water heater that's under the wardrobe. But you know, I'll put myself a little, for when I'm here, you know, it's just that extra work surface. It's just a handy little space, so I thought I'll use it up. I need to paint around inside them because the drawers will cover all that. So I just got junk everywhere now. You know, it just looks like a fucking bomb's hit it. Even if I could go away, I wouldn't be able to, because I just can't get in here. Yeah. But I had to join this, right? I had to do it in 2 halves, because the unit is 4.5 inch. So to be able to do a decent unit, I would have had to have an 8x4 and a lot of waste out of it. So, because that's the way I wanted the grain, and the join, the cooker comes to there, the sink comes to there, so that's all under the sink. So it's only going to be this little bit and that little bit, which I'm hoping that when I varnish it, I'll fill that up with varnish. That'll help seal it. Although before I do it, I might put a bit of clear silicone underneath it, just as though it squidges up into the crack, Trouble is then that the if I silicone it, the varnish won't stick. So I haven't screwed that down yet, because with a what you call it under there, it's going to rattle. So I will put another screw in there, just hold it down, stop it rattling. Other than that, I've got a drawer to go in that side. I've got to move the fridge and centralise it in there, because I've got more insulation to go down the sides. I've got a drawer, a base and a drawer, a shelf and a drawer to go in there, so it covers that. And you know, I got the drawers at the bottom, so there's 2 drawers at the bottom. It's my knicker drawer and my odds and sods, screwdrivers, meter, everything's in there. So right, to get this scribe in, I've got just a scrap piece of wood, look, put it up against the wall there, right, and just marked the end of, and that's that gap, right. So then what is I do, as it does as do penknife, I cut a little notch with a penknife. There you go, a nice little notch. Oh, you can't see. There you go, nice little notch. And that's just enough. Just bring it around it to look there. Right. Right, so I got the notch, put it up against the wall, put my pencil in that notch, right, and drag it down the wall. And this pencil's too hard a lead. Alright, let's have a look. Yeah, it has marked. You can't see it with the varnish on there, so I'll do it again just to see if I can get it a bit thicker. Yeah, it's a bit thicker. Right, and I can use it as a square to come off there as well, to get that square line. Right, but you've got to check and make sure. Don't know whether you can see it or not, but there is a pencil mark there, it's there. Right, and that is, it should be exactly the same gap as that. Just make sure that your seat's all up nice and tight along the edge, you know, when you're scribing into a cupboard. That's all in there, okay. So as you can see, it is going to go back that extra 1.5 inches, and that extra 1.5 inches on the outside should fetch it to within the edge of this aluminium step edge. So hopefully that'll do that. On this side, I showed you last night, I got that board to scribe into there, but I can't scribe that in to this until it's in against the wall where it's going to end up. I have to do that. Hang on, where was it? Yeah, there's a surface hatch. It's got to go in here, right? And I'll box all that in to be able to get to the door lock. I might even take the door panel off, because I don't know whether the mechanism in there is for the bus, because the buses have the catch up the front. So I'll have a look. I'll yeah, before I bolt this down, I'll take that back out and take that door panel off. Can't take a door panel off when the kitchen's in, which is stupid, isn't it? What everybody says, why do you put it in front of the door? You know, that's all scenery. Well, I mean, can you see out? You know, even when I'm sat down, you know, that's my head height. I can still see out. I can still see everything. It's no different to looking through the bloody window this side to a transit minibus. But if it's weather like this, I'm afraid that cannot be out. The canopy will be out, the awning, and I'll have the bloody deck chairs out there. That is the only flaw, really, well, one of the flaws, Ford Transit. The door handle is there, right? I usually paint them. It's there, so you can open the door, right? Okay, then this thing's got central locking, right? But the door lock is at the back of the door. Right, and there's the door lock there, and I've just had to make that little contraption there. I did it last time, and I had to cut a hole in the bloody cupboard, as though I can pull the top 2 drawers out so far to be able to lock and unlock a bloody door. I'm seriously debating whether to try and fetch that up and bring it up to here somewhere, you know, on a cord or something. And then I'd be afraid it'd snap. But anyway, I've done it now. Cut it all out. Just got to make a little latch cover. Get in there slowly. Right, that's with the unit back in its place, and you know, still got loads of workspace. I will have it a drop down there, but I don't know whether just to do a short one, just enough to put the dishes on, you know, ready to wash up, because it goes on the draining board, the dishes, after they've been washed. So, and I always use a bowl anyway. So that's that there. I'm not going to put that drop down back on this end, because it was a pain in the ass when I was opening my seat. I had to lift that up and catch it to be able to lift the seat up, and the seat wouldn't come up and stay up. So, but this is what a lot of people do when they make these seats with a fold out up lid, right, even whether it's slatted or whatever. Leave enough gap at the back so you can stand the cushion up, right, without having to force the hinges when you open the lid, and now all the cushions are stored in behind there, and you're not forcing it. That's just common sense, that is. You know, I think I built my first van without it, and that's when I discovered it. I'd got to put it in there, and I altered it. Oh, look at that fucking mess. Look at the dust on the dashboard. 13.5, 13.7. Whoa. And that's with all the lights on. Hello, sucking it in today. 5 amps, well, 4.5 amps. Yeah, 4.5 amps it's touching. She's just been up the shop. I didn't have the heart to tell her the shop's shut. Sinks in. Taps are in. I could turn them on. I have an isolation switch up there, so I haven't screwed the sink down yet. Just about to put. I just got the wires to connect into the back of the socket. Only I'm going to stick an extra cable in there, so I can put a socket down there to go outside. But I haven't got the box yet, so I'm hanging about doing that. All the pipes come through, taps are plumbed in, wired up, wastewater's going down, that's connected back to the floor. Got the hole drilled up there ready to fetch the gas in, but it ain't coming through there no more. It's going across the back, because if I fetch it in through there, it means I gotta run it all the way down underneath the front of here, and then all the way back there, and then back up there, and it's going to take too much copper pipe. Of course, I haven't taken the grill out, so that's stayed there. I can't screw the doors on. I can put the drawers in, no problem. I can't screw the doors on because all the screws I got are too long, and they'll go through the face of the wood. I don't really want that, so I can't get up. Can't get up. Oh. Yeah, so that's in. I can screw that cupboard door on. I blanked all that off. If I get the panel, I've made that ready. Oh. I'll go back outside. Right, so that fits in there, just cozy. There you go. That fits in there, just cozy. I can still reach the door lock from. I just got to take the one drawer out, so that it stays there on its own. So that's carpeted off. Of course, I haven't got the paint because B&Q's shut. so pointless sanding that down until I'm ready. Only thing is, so neighbours just started to pressure wash his garden. Only trouble is here that I can't put a hatch over that. So if I put a hatch over that, then I ain't going to be able to get to the hatch because the door is going to be shut to be able to unlock the door. I've made a, I don't know whether you can see it or not, I did make a, you can see the reflection in the van, can you? I think you can, yeah, you can see. I made a little bolt there, look, so I can lock and unlock it. I think I videoed that, didn't I? Did I? I don't know. But anyway, that's going to go in there like that. That'll get screwed straight to the cupboard. Gas pipes already in. I never took that out. Other than that, it's late afternoon now. I don't know why, but I just discovered that this little red wire here, right, the one with the, if I get down there, I just discovered that. Yeah, okay, then that wire is the power for the lights in there, right? And I remember cutting it, but I couldn't remember where it went to, so I cut it. And I've been going around the van and discovered it is the wire going up to that USB socket, because I can't, fan don't work, so it's here. It went up that doorpost. I remember cutting it. I don't know what that one is for 100%. I got a feeling it's the LED that's up in the roof, but I just discovered that it's all broken there anyway, so I'll have to try and find out what it's for, so I can disconnect it altogether if it doesn't need it. If it ain't needed, I got a feeling, because I used to have a switch up there, so I don't know, it might be for that until I get in there. Well, I take that panel off, that panel will come off, no problem. I'll get in there and sort it. Right, sink's in, screwed down, cooker's in, screwed down, oven's in, screwed down, top drawer's in, second drawer's in, third drawer's in but won't shut because I had to undo the rail because I got too much movement there, and I just haven't got round to adjusting it back yet. Hatch can go back on. It's back to front. What's going on here? No, it's upside down then. Yeah, it's upside. It was downside up. I just haven't got a hinge to go on it yet. There you go. So that's back in there. So that drawer won't shut, but everything's working as it should. I've had the rings going, I've had the grill going, I've had the oven going. Squirty water check for leaks. Well, washing up liquid. And as you can see, it's dull really. It's too late in the day now. I haven't been out here all day because, like an idiot, I sat up watching, got engrossed in a film on Netflix last night. So I had a very, very late night. No bloody rush for anything now, is there? It's Saturday now. It's forecast rain for tomorrow, so there you go. That's it. That's me over with. I'm knackered.